come join me in this eternal moment as I teach you 3 tools that you can integrate right now that will help you create healthy boundaries with other people and to establish a loving relationship with yourself. Welcome to Astral Escapes. Here I teach metaphysical concepts, offer emotional guidance, and shine a light on spiritual truths. Let class commence. Now, in today's lesson, I'm going to talk about boundaries, setting boundaries, and specifically 3 tools that you can use right now that can transform your life in this area. Now, step number 1 is providing a context, an understanding, and an insight into the reasons why thus far you have struggled to set boundaries, why you are unclear on the process that is manifesting in front of you. So in order to begin this process will require you to understand more about yourself, more about the mechanisms that are resulting in you allowing anyone to enter into your sphere, into your orbit, into your domain and run amok effectively. So, and it is also an understanding of the inner and outer, how your inner reflects outer, in the sense that you have the power, you are actively attracting people into your life based on your relationship with yourself. So when I say you have the power, it's because I mean that people who enter into your life are the exact people that you need, and that isn't always very easy, not just to understand but to accept, because it requires responsibility for the totality of your reality. And your reality sometimes, or hasn't, or currently, or will maybe will not in the future, look so pretty. And to really look that in the eyes and confront it and to not flinch, to embrace it, is tough. Which is why a lot of people will spend their entire lives with 0 boundaries, because to have 0 boundaries is to be in a state of comfort, because it allows the individual to neglect their relationship with themselves because they are happy to be in comfort, which is fair enough. But this video is for people who have decided, who come from that state, and who have decided that they no longer want to remain in the domain of the comfortable and instead move into discomfort, i.e. transformation, because that is the difference. And so to begin with, you want to be clear about the mechanisms that are playing out, both internally for your relationship with yourself, and externally this attraction to certain types of individuals that will reflect the limitations you place on yourself internally. Because again, if you do not listen to yourself, they will manifest in the material to make it abundantly clear what you are not listening to internally will reflect externally, until you grab hold of the message and say, okay, which I would imagine is why you're here now, because you've come, or at least are coming to, or at least are open to the possibility that you are wrestling with a reality that does not suggest a healthy internality, because you can intuitively tell. Unless you're just on a self-destructive course, you're going to have a feeling. You're going to know something's off. You're going to have this intuitive. You may not intellectually understand all the inner mechanisms of the psychology, but that doesn't really matter for the most part. It's the feeling. It's the feeling of something isn't aligned, something isn't right in the moment, but also you can see it historically. You may see a pattern, or you'll at least feel a pattern. You'll feel a rhythm of unease, of just discomfort, of disharmony. And it's going to lead you to want to understand it. So, with step number 1, we've just completed. Just like that, we've just done it. Well done. You made it. 1 out of 3 steps. Okay, number two, we've established what we have done and what was unaligned, what wasn't working, what unheard emotions of ours we were indulging in, i.e., for example, unworthiness, guilt, or shame. Now, through the understanding, we're moving from chaos, unawareness, into presence, into awareness, into order. So now you want to create clarity through intentions of your specific needs and requirements. Because again, you're stepping into the role of creator, and to be a creator, an artist, there is a plethora of expression. And your emotions are, and what your relationship with yourself is going to be unique, and you're going to want to explore that, because underneath the egoic story based on previous trauma is a unique key to your unique potential and your unique expression through creativity, which it is incumbent on you to explore, because you are here to express a perspective as an artist, as a metaphysical conscious art, as a form of conscious expression, conscious artistry. And your mind from time to time will want to take over that, and will want to distort this authentic divine expression. But through setting boundaries, through understanding the mechanisms of why you need to set boundaries, you can create new clarity, awareness, and presence in what you require and need. Because a lot of people, is going to be a lot of noise. A lot of people, if you have historically been accustomed to and have established socially that you are an open door constantly, then this process to begin with is going to be challenging. It's going to be tough, because it's going to be tough for yourself and for other people, and it may mean you may have to just dispense of certain relationships because they no longer resonate with this new relationship with yourself, which will be uncomfortable and will be awkward as you kind of, wrestle with this process, which is natural. And I would advise to be patient in that process, because it will be a case. It won't be a clean cut endeavor. It will require accepting some. You've got to crack some eggs to make an omelette, basically. Let's be honest. Because again, you are an artist. We all are creating a unique expression. And the ego is a known expression. Everyone knows shame, guilt, unworthiness, etc. It's known. We know what it is. Everyone experiences it. However, this consciousness, tapping into this consciousness, this authentic expression, is eternal, limitless, endless, and is just a constant stream of creativity. So setting these boundaries, setting clarity on your requirements and needs, will allow you to tap into this eternal divine consciousness, this unique expression that you're here to deliver. It is important not only for the micro, for the individual, but for the macro and for the collective. So with step 2, intention and clarity. Now, whoa, we're on the last step now. You nearly made it. I mean, wow, just like that, and it's done. Well, nearly. Step 3. With this step, speaking into existence. Previously, people, through your chaos, unawareness, people were unaware of who you were and what your boundaries were. But now, through understanding, through creating clarity in yourself, you now need to create clarity in the external. You need to create clarity in other people's minds. You need to let them know. You need to express yourself clearly and consistently to a point where you understand who is authentic and who is not, who is true to your heart and who isn't. Because up until now, you let everyone in, everyone open door constantly, anyone come in, good or bad. But now you've understood the issue. You've created in your own way. You created your own requirements now. Remember, you create them. You create your own requirements, your own needs, and now you're speaking it to existence. Now you're creating a reality. You've gone from potential to purpose. You've gone from chaos to order. You've gone from seed to flower. It's beautiful. And you did it, or you're going to do it. But the final part is important because, yes, it will mean that likely that some people are going to not like this new message, this new relationship with yourself, because they were dependent on the person you once were, which may have validated their own insecurities and karma and unheard stories. But that's for them to go through. You are dealing with you and you alone. That's all you can do, and that's all you need to do. And that's all you are here to do. So through recognizing your worth, it will test recognizing your worth, because you're going to actively, no longer abstractly, you're going to be concretely establishing your boundary, your self-worth. And it will require you, most likely, to sacrifice those relationships that no longer resonate, sing, rhyme with your relationship with yourself, because you're emitting a story, an energy, a state of consciousness that simply will conflict with some, if not all, the relationships that you have created thus far. Okay? So yes, I think I've covered a lot of bases there. It's tough. It is tough. It can become lonely, you know. It's tough because you struggle to see how you can integrate, because integrating and clarifying your relationship with yourself is tough, very hard and very challenging and messy. And then translating it in the material is tough, because it's tough to really, because you're not working with the intellect, you're dealing with consciousness, and consciousness creates through a sort of divine timeline, through abstraction, whereas the intellect will create through just sort of linear, clear steps. So you're going to have to kind of work with the ebb and flow of the process, and as you sacrifice certain relationships that no longer resonate, you may have to root yourself into the sort of the stormy weather, as it were, the stormy period where you're feeling a little bit, I once socially associated with these people, now I don't know where to put my social energy into. And it's important that you don't focus entirely, it's a balancing act in the material, because if you're constantly looking socially in the material, then again you're neglecting the internal. So it's a balance between regulating the clarity and understanding your and holding true to your requirements and needs internally, and then equally having that material presence where you can be aware of certain individuals or groups that will be different from your historical social activities, but will resonate with you deeply, and you will need to be present in order to be aware of those moments. And when they do arrive, you will then be able to share your knowledge and your lessons with other people to perpetuate not only the individual progress towards enlightenment, but the collective towards enlightenment. And with that, you will fulfill the prophecy, your potential, and your divine duty as a divine creator. How amazing is that? So I wish you all the best. Until next time, bye.